5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. Happy Wednesday. We are here, we are live, and we are talking about horror movies. We are going to be talking Obsession and Backrooms. And of course, that means we're going to be talking about spoilers. We're going to be getting all into the movie. So, spoiler alert. Okay, spoiler alert. Now, last time I was here, we were live. I was talking to you guys about Is God Is, a movie that I said did not deserve to bomb in a theater. I love that movie. I don't know why more people aren't on that movie, but there are two movies this year that everybody is talking about. You know, every year, we have the horror movie or horror movies that everybody hypes up, that everybody, be going crazy over. Everybody be talking about, horror is back. Y'all know that always happens. That always happens without fail. So this year, the movie that everybody is going crazy about is treating these movies like the second coming of Jesus is Obsession and Backrooms. And Obsession, I was actually excited for Obsession. So I saw Milk and Cereal, I think last year or the year before. I would have to check my letterbox, but I saw Milk and Cereal, which is a movie by that filmmaker, because I was watching a YouTuber talk about like the horror movies they saw for the year or something like that. And they mentioned it. And the way they talked it up, I was like, let me check this out. And I actually enjoyed it. Now, I really didn't care about Backrooms, I'm gonna be honest. I guess I ain't on that part of the internet. I've never heard of Kane Parsons, who is the filmmaker. I never heard of the Backrooms. I didn't know nothing about it. So going into Backrooms, the only thing I knew, I was like, oh, so some people work at a store and like it's a haunting or a ghost or something in the storeroom in the back, like because y'all know I don't watch trailers, so that's what I was like. Okay, like I don't know, I didn't really care. And then I heard people saying, oh, it's about liminal spaces. And I was like, about what? What spaces? It wasn't on my radar. I was like, child, I really don't care. But y'all know how I do. Anytime there are movies that are just super, super hyped up, I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it. Pretty girl Danny, thank you so much for being here in the live. Shout out to you. Anakin, not Vader, thank you so much for being here in the live. Not the real horror critic. Okay. So anytime there is a movie or horror and everybody's hyping it, I'm just like, you know what? Let me see it, because you never know. Now, I had high expectations for Obsession. I didn't have any expectations for Backrooms, but I kind of feel like the situations like Backrooms are the ones that are kind of fun to me. Like those movies that you go into and you don't really care about, or you kind of have low expectations. You have the chance to be surprised and be like, oh shoot, I actually really like this. Like that can happen. So I was kind of excited for that. So I saw Obsession and I saw Backrooms. I don't know, maybe a month ago. I can't recall. You know what? Let me look at my letterbox so I can get the exact time and dates. Oh dang! I just saw Backrooms. I just saw Backrooms for the first time like 4 days ago. Why did I say a month ago? I finally saw Backrooms for the first time 4 days ago, and I saw Obsession in June. And I wanted to rewatch them to be fresh for this live. I rewatched Backrooms yesterday, and I was supposed to rewatch Obsession today, but the devil was calling. I got caught up watching old episodes of Law and Order. I don't know what's going on. I'm on an old Law and Order kick. Like I started from the very beginning to like rewatch. And I finally went to watch Obsession. It was a little too late. I got probably 50 minutes into the movie and I had to walk my dog and then get on for this live. But it's all good because it's all still fresh in my mind. Like I just wanted it to be fresh. Sometimes I don't like setting my opinion on stuff in like stone without a second watch, because sometimes a second watch can make all the difference. So let's go ahead and get into things. Didn't watch none of this because I'm not a horror girly. Bring on the spoilers. I mean, if you don't mind being spoiled, Obsession was pretty good. Haven't watched Backrooms yet. Well, the first half, we are going to be talking about Obsession. So the second half, we'll be talking about Backrooms. So if you don't want the Backroom spoilers, you can hop out when we get there. So Obsession, I was super excited for this. Everybody talking about it like it's just, the greatest thing since sliced bread. I give Obsession 3 out of 5 stars. Okay, let's get into it. So, Obsession, first of all, it's a horror movie, and it is basically one of those careful what you wish for type of premise, right? So we've seen that with movies like Wishmaster, Wish Upon, Aladdin, like like we've seen Monkey's Paw. We know the age-old careful what you wish for story. So Obsession is about a young man named Bear who has a crush on one of his friends named Nikki, and he makes a wish for her to be in love with him. No, he makes a wish for her to love him more than anybody else in the entire world, which is crazy. That alone, more than anybody in the world, I don't think people that's madly in love that person more than anybody in the world. Like, you got kids, you got parents. I don't know. I just thought to have a crush on somebody and want them to love you more than anybody in the world. First of all, that was insane. Like off rip, like just off the top. So let's get into Bear. We're going to get into the lead character, Mr. Bear, because first of all, it's been a lot of Bear apologists on this here internet. I am not one of them. And even if people aren't a Bear apologist, it's a lot of people who are like, this character was very sympathetic. I don't know in what world Bear is sympathetic. Like, I don't know. I don't know in what world he's sympathetic. Literally, there wasn't one moment in the entire movie. I'm talking about at the beginning, before Ish even really popped off. There wasn't one moment where I felt hold on now. Hold on. What I do? Hold on. Where I go? My dog popped up here and just messed things up. Okay, here we go. Nah, okay. Yeah, you know what? It's all good. What did my dog just do? Where did my slide go? Where did it go? Okay, okay, here we go. My bad, y'all. My bad. The little dog started jumping up, things started going awry. Oh. Things start going awry, and she just discombobulates everything. But there literally about Bear being sympathetic. There literally wasn't one moment in the entire movie where I felt like Bear is a sympathetic character. Before he make the wish, before anything pops out, literally that was never a moment. And I find it really crazy that people found him to be sympathetic. First of all, Bear is just a loser with a crush. Like, that's it. Bear is a spineless man with the crush. Bear is a punk with the crush. Like, Bear is a no backbone having person with the crush. Like, and I'm breaking it down like very simplistically, but I mean, that's the character. Like, that's the character fleshed out. That's the character. Just a nigga with a crush. Like, that's it. And I have no idea why we're supposed to be sympathetic because he got a crush on his friend. Like, bruh, you got a crush on somebody and made it everybody's problem. I'm so sorry, and I don't even mean this in a mean way, but fuck your crush. Like, who cares that you got a crush? Like, who cares? Your crush doesn't mean anything. Nobody owes you because you got a crush. Nobody has to reciprocate. I don't know. I just do not understand the framing him as sympathetic. If he never made the wish, if he never did anything unscrupulous, I still don't see him as a sympathetic character. Why would I got sympathy? Because somebody got a crush. Like, grow up. I had a crush in first grade, okay? Like, the world keeps spinning around, the sky won't fall. But I don't only not have sympathy for Bear, I just kind of despise Bear. Like, I despise this character. So first of all, we have a group of friends, Bear, Ian, Sarah, and Nikki. And I was very disturbed that this girl had my name. I don't know if I'd be melodramatic, but anytime I see a movie and a character named Nikki or Nicole, and it's like something crazy, it be messing with my mind. But but is that what it is? They call anybody sympathetic these days? Because I have been boggling my mind. Like, let's take out the wish and take out everything he does. What makes him sympathetic? Because he got a crush on a girl? Like, that's it? That garners sympathy? I'm so confused. But then we have this group of friends, and I want to say they've been friends since school because they bring up the fact that Nikki was picked on or bullied, and they called her Freaky Nikki. And I ain't go to college. I mean, I partied with the college kids, but I didn't go to college. But am I ignorant to say people don't get bullied in college? I don't know. I feel like getting bullied or getting picked on is more of a high school, middle school, elementary school type of lane. But I don't know. The college grads can set me straight. But given the context of the film, I feel like these are like very young, early 20s characters, and they've been friends since at minimum high school, I would guess, from the context clues of the film. And Bear has a crush on Nikki. First of all, what I don't like, we also find out that Sarah, who is in a friend group, we later, towards the like third act of the film, find out she has a crush on Bear. I am not a fan of befriending people under false pretense. I'm not a fan of being friends with people under false pretense. And if you have romantic intentions for a person and mask that with pretending to have platonic friendship feelings for a person, that's false pretense. Am I being melodramatic? That's false pretense. You are not interested in being my friend. You are interested in me in romantic ways. That's false pretense. Like, we're not both privy to this information. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. It makes every interaction between us feel disingenuous, in my opinion. But he has this crush on her. He's had it for years now, to the point that he don't feel like it's a crush. Baby in love with her, child. But this is what I find very interesting. You've been friends with this person for years. You have a crush on them. Y'all work together. And you know how often you see a motherfucking coworker. He barely knows the girl. He doesn't know anything about her in real life. She says, okay, so we have real Nikki and we have wish Nikki. So all the friends go hang out. First of all, his cat dies at the top of the movie because his grandmother died and left her his house, and her pills are still at the house. He recklessly leaves the pills out. Okay, this is giving us context clues on who this character is off rip, because I've had a puppy, I have a dog, I have a cat. Well, she's a kid. Well, she's a cat now. She was a kitten. She just turned 1 year old. And anybody in their right mind with pets know, especially if you got cats. Oh, especially if you got cats. Baby, you do a lot of checking before you even walk out the damn house, because you know your cat gonna get into. Cat's gonna get anywhere and in anything. When my kitten was literally just a few months, she was in here trying to figure out how to open the kitchen cabinets. Like, cats gonna get into stuff. Everybody knows it's kind of like childproof. Like, you have to make sure. First of all, he's reckless. Is basically what I'm saying. He's reckless. The cat dies because of him. But this is what really tripped me out. He comes home to find the cat is dead. The pills are spread out on the floor. What y'all think the young man does? He picks the pills off the floor, put them back in the pill bottle, put the pill bottle back in the medicine cabinet. Why are we keeping Granny's pills? Why, after the cat died, didn't we throw Granny pills in the trash? And really, the type of person I am, my grandmother gives me her house to inherit. We ain't clean that mug out. Bear does not strike me as somebody that's wallowing in grief because his grandma died and he ain't mustered up the strength to clean the house up yet. Why is Granny Pills even still here? But whatever, they're here. Kitty dead. Why is her pills still here after Kitty died? He literally cleans the pills up off the floor, put it back in the bottle, put the bottle up in it. Why are the pills still here? That ain't make no damn sense. But the friends go hang out. His cat is dead. Somebody's pet died. It's supposed to be a big deal. He don't tell Nikki the pet died. He more concerned with trying to profess his love for her. He ends up telling Sarah that the pet died. But eventually he does tell Nikki that the cat died. And before they go to hang out, he's on the phone with Nikki because she wants him to come hang out. They do some kind of trivia night or something. Some little nerd thing like that, I guess. But she loses some kind of crystal. She's a crystals girly. So Bear goes to this shop to get another crystal, but he sees something called the One Wish Willow. He decides to get that for Nikki instead, right? I would love to see the movie where Nikki made a wish, because I would love to know what Nikki would have wished. But because of course you don't know it's real, you just kind of have fun. But stuff like this in movies is always funny to me. And I'm always like, is it a cultural difference or is this just the movie got to be a movie? Because obviously in real life, I won't say nobody, most people probably wouldn't believe that the One Wish Willow is real. But if I get something like that, I would think it was cool. Oh, okay. I wouldn't actually crack it to make I wouldn't crack it and sit there and say, oh, I wish on a star tonight. Like, who's doing that? I don't know. I'm just like, is it just that black folk don't do something? I don't know. But I'm just like, is it just a movie world type of thing? Or is it, I don't know. Cause I'm just like, I probably would have did that when I was 5, but it's just like, what adult is really going to sit, crack the willow and wish upon a star tonight? I don't know. But remember I said Bear is spineless. And like Bear, he's spineless. He's scared of rejection. And we got to get into the scared of rejection narrative because as a person that basically been through a lot of rejection my whole life, we got to chill out. Rejection ain't that bad. Like rejection is not that deep. Come on. It's really not. You're not going to die. The sky won't fall. The earth won't implode. Rejection is really not. I'm so serious, y'all. When it comes to all the stuff you could go through in life, rejection is so minuscule. Like, that's so small. Bruh, just tell the girl you like her. Like, it's really not that deep. It's truly, truly not. What's the worst that can happen? I feel like that's the question I always ask myself when it comes to doing stuff. What's the worst that can happen? If the answer ain't death, I'm likely going to just do it. Why is it hard to just say, Nikki, I like you. Nikki, I got a crush on you. Nikki, let's go have drinks as like a date. Let's go on a date. Not only can he not just outright say it, but his friend Ian tries to give him advice, terrible advice. You know that age-old saying, don't listen to your friends? Ian, and I thought this was weird. Ian is trying to give Bear advice because he knows that he has a crush on Nikki. And I don't feel like Ian gave bad advice with ill intent, which we can get into because there's some information we find out about Ian. But even with that information, I don't think, we'll just get into it. Ian was hooking up with Nikki. We find out way later in the movie that Bear's best friend, who is in the friend group, Ian, was having sex and hooking up with Nikki. Like just a situationship type of hooking up. Nothing deep, nothing real. Okay, everybody was dogging out Ian. Am I crazy? I don't think that's a big deal. I don't think that crosses any friendship lines. You're not in a relationship with this girl. Okay, am I crazy? A person is not off limits just because you got a goddamn crush. Ain't opened your mouth, ain't said nothing. So I'm supposed to not let this girl shake her tail feather on me because you got a crush, my nigga? Because you got a crush? I don't know. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? And you know what? I say this from experience because I remember I had a crush on a guy. We were friends. I was like 17, 18. We were in a friend group. And this is why I could talk shit about Bear. We were all in a friend group. I had a crush on this guy. And it's also why I say I don't like that whole being friends with, that's false pretense. Like, I'm not just judging this young man. Like, I know what I'm talking about. We were in a friend group. I had a crush on a guy in the friend group. My best friend was in the friend group. The guy I had a crush on liked my best friend. They hooked up. I got mad. And you know what she said? Well, bitch, he don't like you though. Like, why I can't hook up with him? He don't like you. And you know what? Valid. Why should my friend not be able to hook up with somebody who don't care? He don't like me in a romantic way. But she's supposed to not pursue that because I got a crush. I don't know, but that's crazy to me. So for the people being like Ian was I don't think Ian was a bad friend. Ian was hooking up with Nikki. It was just sex. It wasn't like a real thing happening. He was trying to give Bear the push to actually confess his feelings, and he gave bad advice, but I don't think he gave bad advice intentionally. I think he just was a young, dumb person. He just gave his friend bad advice. But it wasn't all bad advice because he was like, have you ever even asked the girl out? Just go tell her how you feel. But he tells Bear to pick on her, say something mean. And I'm like, baby, are we 5? Like, are grown adults doing that? You like somebody, so your course of action is to be mean? Wild advice. But again, whatever. I don't think he had ill intent. So I still feel like it's all on Bear. I don't see any. Bruh, you got some unrequited love crush. I'm not revolving my life choices around your dumbass crush. And I'm gonna call it a dumbass crush. I'm so sorry. I've had crushes. It's a dumbass crush. You ain't made no action. You don't know if the other person feel the same way. It's just a dumbass little crush. I don't think Ian was wrong for hooking up with Nikki. I don't think Ian was a bad friend for hooking up with Nikki. The only issue I would have is dishonesty. Is it being secret and being hidden? But the actual act in and of itself, I don't see nothing wrong with it. But y'all, you can tell me if I'm crazy. But I don't see nothing wrong with it. It's incel culture on full blast. He's supposed to be the nice guy who deserves the girl. He's like, oh, I got so many issues with this. Supposed to be the nice guy. I've heard so many people say Bear's a nice guy. Please tell me one thing Bear did a whole motherfucking movie that was nice. And if I sit here and wait, we'll be waiting all day. Please give me one thing Bear did in the entire runtime of the film that was nice. Every single thing Bear did was self-serving. Bear don't even know Nikki's interest as a friend. Baby, I know my co-workers better than he know Nikki. I know my associates, not even friends, associates better than he know Nikki. How in the world you don't know that this girl ain't got a good relationship with her dad? You talk to me for about an hour out and we drinking, you gonna know I can't stand mine. Like, how the hell? Like, I'm sorry, I just mean most people who got a bad relationship with a mama or a dad, if you're a friend, baby, they gonna let that ish off their chest. They gonna be like, I've been waiting to let this load off. Especially because we're talking about very young 20-somethings. How you don't know that this girl is estranged from her dad and it's your friend? Being spineless don't make you a nice guy. Being soft-spoken don't make you nice. Being a wimp don't make you nice. He did nothing that was nice. Let's get, you know what? Because, I got to be that person. Let me see. Nice. Because people tend to be a little confused. The word nice is a common adjective that generally describes something pleasant, agreeable, or kind. I would say most people use the term nice in the sense of kind. When the hell was Bear ever kind to it? He wasn't kind to his motherfucking cat. He killed the cat because of his negligence. Bear is not nice. Bear isn't kind. He's not a nice guy. Like, please, can we please? And then the who deserves the girl he like. Nobody deserves the person they like. To me, that is on the line of, when you say deserves, okay, I guess I won't be that melodramatic, but you're not, I don't know, it just gives me like I'm entitled to this, I deserve this, I should have this, I'm owed this. No, I don't like, I feel like I don't like saying stuff like that. You don't deserve, and you know what, let's say he was an actual kind, nice person, you still don't deserve somebody just because you nice. What? Are we crazy? Are we okay? Are we okay? People barely know each other's names and okay, so cause that's what I'm thinking. So I'm not crazy. Cause I'm just like in school, middle school, like y'all are in class together. People get, but I'm like in college, people bullying people. Like I know if you try to be in a fraternity, you get hazed, but just getting picked on it, I'm just like, that don't feel like a thing to me. It just don't. In college, there's probably pranks and hazing, but bullying, I don't know. I went to class 8 and went home. That's what I think most of them do. Go to class, eat, party, go. I'm just like, babe, nobody is circling around you like Carrie. Like, it's just not, I'm not, I don't know. I know everyone saw that movie, The Secret Life of Pets. Them animals get into everything. I'm talking about especially a cat. Especially a cat. I make sure I check doors because I want to make sure I don't lock my cat in the closet. Do y'all know when I first got this cat, I went to walk my dog, came in, heard meowing. She was in the washing machine. The washing machine was not running. Okay, it was just open. I closed the closet door because, anyway, long story short, she was in the washing machine. Then another time, I got up, I was watching a movie, got something to drink, went to sit back down. I hear meowing, but it sound muffled. The cat was in the refrigerator. This is a true story. The cat was in the muffled refrigerator. Cats gonna get in. You learn quick. You gotta check every little thing. Make sure your cat ain't in something. Make sure she okay. Make sure she ain't stuck in a drawer. Bear gives missing brains. Yeah. I don't think he missing marbles up there, but he just is a very self-serving, entitled kind of person, in my opinion. Some people have that if you know your friend likes them, it's wrong mindset. I can't. Yeah, I do not agree. I don't agree. And I'm not just saying that up on a high horse. I was the friend who liked somebody. And guess what? My friend was right when she said, bitch, he don't even like you. She was right. He didn't. Like, I feel like people have these very strange babysitters club friendship rules that for grown ass adults is so stupid. Like, literally, it's so stupid. Ian did nothing wrong. Being spineless doesn't make you nice. You just, I mean, I'm just being honest. It doesn't. Because I feel like, never mind, I ain't gonna, because you know, I don't want to drag half the population, so I ain't even gonna get into it. Dane, thank you so much for the $5. Nikki, you back? I was missing them soup. You know what, Dane? Please go to hell. And crazy hand. Do my hands be crazy? See, Dane, why you gotta do me like this? Dane, why? You know what? I miss you, Dane. Thank you for being here. But they go hang out. He ends up driving Nikki home at the end of the night. Not only is he so spineless, he can't just outright admit his feelings or ask her out on a date, but he's also a spineless, gutless liar because she outright asks him, does he like her? He says no. He says no. And then she goes to go in the house. He takes the One Wish Willow, cracks it, and says, what was her whole name? I wish Nikki Freeman loved me more than anybody in the whole world, which, like I said, is crazy work. Crazy work. More than anybody in the whole world. Okay, sir. She is now not regular Nikki. She's Wish Nikki. And regular Nikki and Wish Nikki kind of go in and out for the duration of the movie. But it seems like my perception, Wish Nikki started getting stronger. So we didn't really see regular Nikki really come out as we got more into the movie. For example, when it first turns into Wish Nikki, there's literally a moment where she's like, wait, what am I doing? What? Oh, sorry, I'm being weird. But it's like she suddenly jolted back. But I feel like once Wish Nikki got, I guess, stronger, we didn't really get those moments where the real Nikki jolted out. It was more like whispers because she didn't want to wake up whatever this entity was. So sorry, got sidetracked. So he makes the wish, she turns into Wish Nikki, and off rip, she's weird. And this is also why I say Bear isn't nice. I don't know why we're putting the nice title on him. From the moment he makes the wish, and everybody taking up for him, it's like, oh, he didn't know the wish was real. You know, first of all, when he actually makes the wish, yeah, of course he didn't know it was real. But literally the moment, and this is where I'm like, he knew that girl ain't like him. He knew this girl did not like him. And let me tell you like this. It's some people going back and forth about, oh, he just needed to be honest because she actually liked him too. First of all, he didn't need to be honest because she liked him too. He just needed to be honest because if you nice, you should be an honest person. But that girl ain't like him. When they end the night hanging out and Bear's supposed to drive Nikki home, their friend Ian makes a joke. This is a normal joke. As somebody who has had a lot of guy friends and hung out in circles where there was girls and guys, you make a little slick remark every now and then about the boy and the girl. Bear's supposed to drive Nikki home. Ian says something along the lines of, take your girlfriend home, take your girl home. Nikki literally was like, ew, don't say that. Don't say that. Let me tell you like this. Now, if you're in a friend group and it's a girl and she likes one of the guy friends and you make a joke like that, is she gonna just outright be like, probably not. She might be like, oh, man, stop playing. Man, you know, it's gonna still be a little hint of a playful. It's gonna be, man, stop playing. Man. But she's gonna be looking like, oh, how is he reacting when the friends say this? They will not give an outright visceral ill. No girl is illing a guy she likes. It ain't happening. That girl ain't want nothing to do with him. That girl did not like him. We also have later in the film where Sarah says her and Nikki had an actual conversation about Bear, and Nikki said she sees him as like a little brother. No girl is saying I see this man as a little brother to somebody she actually has romantic feelings for. It ain't happening. Nikki ain't want nothing to do with this man. Sorry, sir. She's just not that into you. She is just not that into you. It just ain't happening. Trent King, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Nikki, you should change your channel name to, please, sir, to Freaky Nikki to honor the film. I would like more context. Why was they calling that poor child Freaky Nikki? Like, what is that about? What did she do? I want to know how she got the moniker. But thank you so much, Trent, for the support. So, from the moment Nikki shows interest and is not acting like herself, the first thing he does is look back at that Willow in the back seat. When they have a conversation, once they're in a relationship, he literally says, she says, I love you. And he says, you love me more than anybody in the whole world? She says, yes. He knew something was up from the jump. When she asked to go to his house and they kiss, and she suddenly jolts from the wish, Nikki, and she's like, they kiss, and she's like, oh my God, she fall off the damn bed. What the hell is going on? She don't know what's happening. He go to work the next, and she's acting weird the whole night. He go to work the next day, and him and his friend come to the conclusion, oh, she had to be on drugs, bro. She went to your house. Oh, baby, she was on drugs. He knew something wasn't right from the get-go. Point blank, period. He knew something wasn't right from the get-go. He knew something was weird. He knew things wasn't right. He knew something like... So they're in a relationship, and we get like this whole lovey-dovey montage, but the montage threw me off because, first of all, how long was this? Like 3 days worth of montage footage? Like, how long was they in a relationship for this montage? Because Nikki acts very, very strange the moment the montage. She acts strange from the very beginning. He makes the wish, but the whole montage, she's very normal, and they're laughing and they're cooking and they're kissing and everything. And I'm just like, wait. But the wish Nikki acts very strange and cannot act normal for very long. So how do we have this long, we're in a relationship montage? Like, that's not making any sense. But anyway, that don't matter. They're in a relationship. Every single solitary person thinks this issue is weird. How the hell is Nikki in a relationship with this man? The store manager where they work even thinks it's weird. When they at work kissing, that store manager looking like, what the fuck is going on? Everybody know this is very odd for this girl. Everybody know it don't make no sense. Now, by Bear's own words, her behavior is weird and terrifying. He's in bed sleep. He wakes up. She's in the corner. She's moving very weird. She's talking about watching while he sleeps. She's being very, very insane. She in the corner. It's very horror movements. She's shrouded in shadows. And this man gonna say, come back to bed. Sir, excuse me. I would have said, bitch, get out my house. I would have had to call them people on. Like, she was literally acting deranged. And when he tells her, after she acts deranged, he says to her, you were terrifying. She has no excuse. So she just kisses him. And he's all like, oh, I love you. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, sir. Sir, hold on. Sir, please. The girl was in the corner, in the shadows, moving very weird, odd, in ways that didn't even look human, watching you while you sleep, screaming at you not to move when you lay in the bed. By your own words, she was acting in a way that was terrifying, and all she has to do is kiss you, and you say, I love you, and all is right with the world. But he's a nice guy. So you know something wrong with this girl. He didn't love her. He just lusted her. He was just happy to kiss her, have sex with her, have his little prize. He didn't care nothing about this girl. She starts acting more and more deranged. She digs up the dead cat, makes a little shrine to the dead cat, and he's just like, no, we can't do that. And that was something else that was strange. Once Nikki turns into Wish Nikki, she's very childlike. Tantrum, just her whole way of acting is very, very childlike. And I was just like, what? Now that I have to still ponder, because I'm just like, what is the filmmaker trying to, like, why is she acting so childlike? Is that supposed to be part of like his male fantasy? I don't know. I still haven't really broken that down to really understand that. But she duct tapes the whole front door so he can't leave. And he just goes out. He just pulls the tape, goes out door, and goes to work. Who would do that? She taped the motherfucking door shut. She put your dead cat on the kitchen floor with candles and made a motherfucking shrine. Sir, this wasn't the stereotypical nobody believes the horror protagonist. The horror protagonist didn't believe the horror protagonist. He act like he don't believe what he's actually seeing and witnessing that's happening. I'm just like, sir, none of this is normal. And if you have been friends with this girl for years, you should know she don't act like this. And that also is one thing that annoyed me with the other two friends. So they all go to this party. Nikki is acting very, 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 very strange. She gets up. She says a very weird, demented love poem she wrote for him. And at the party, I think she took like a bottle or something and bashed herself in the head and was bleeding. The way I'm like, Sarah and Ian should know something's wrong with this girl. We need a 5150. Like, Who just bashes themselves in the face? She's literally harming herself. She's doing all kind of crazy stuff. And the whole time, the nice guy only concern is how it's making him feel. She's being weird, is causing him discomfort, is messing up his fantasy. Literally, there isn't one moment in the entirety of the film where he actually gives a damn about Nikki and her well-being. So she's acting weird, strange, deranged. So he calls some helpline number on the little One Wish Willow thing, and he calls about the wish. And the person tells him, first of all, he don't want to stop the wish, break the wish. He just like, yo, I just want to alter it because I still want this girl against her will, but I just don't want her to act strange because it's fucking up the fantasy. Literally. He's never worried for her. The person tells them, you can't undo the wish. You only get one wish. And we have a moment where it's like, Bear's like, well, like, is it real? Oh, just because you chose this for her don't mean it ain't real. And we literally hear, like, Nikki, like, we know she's trapped in Wish Nikki, but somehow when he calls the phone number, they let him, like, hear her, like, screaming in agony. She literally asks him, while Wish Nikki is sleeping, hey, don't be too loud, don't wake her up. And she's like, can you please just kill me, put me out of my misery? Like, she's obviously suffering. Do Bear give a damn? It's still all about Bear. It's still all about the nice guy. Why is being with me so bad? Nigga, she just said she'd rather die. And the nice guy's concern is still himself. The whole runtime of the film, it is just all about Bear and how everything affects Bear. He literally never cares for Nikki's well-being. May a love like this never find me. What may a crush like this never find me. He don't give a good goddamn about that girl as a person, as a human being. So we end up where the person on the line tells him the only way to end this and free her is for you to die. As long as you're alive, the wish is sustained. So the one thing that I really didn't like is how they wrap up the movie. It felt very unearned and just didn't fit to me. It felt like we just want to wrap the movie up. So he goes to Ian to be like, hey, I made this wish. That's what is going on with Nikki. He buys another One Wish Willow, which that damn store selling them things. People could come in there and wish for mass destruction. They could wish for hell on earth. Why is y'all selling these things and y'all know it's real? Get the hell out of here. But anyway, he goes to Ian's house. He's like, look, I need you to make this wish. Of course, Ian does not believe this whole Make-A-Wish thing is real. So he's like, I wish for $1 million and breaks it. Wastes the wish. $1 million start raining from the sky. So we see Bear go back home to Nikki. And I skipped over something. So after she bashes herself in the head, Sarah texts him in the middle of the night, demanding he come talk to her, which I thought it made no goddamn sense. You literally just saw your friend bash herself in the head, and your concern isn't texting her to say, come meet me, something wrong with you. It's to text the guy you like. Y'all, everybody mind warped, child. So he sneak out to go meet her and talk in the car. And this is when she divulges that Nikki told me she just saw you as a friend and she been hooking up and having sex with Ian. This is when she gives all this information. And this is when he finds out that Sarah actually liked him. And when I tell you, Buddy was getting all a little comfortable because he found out this girl liked him. Like, Lord, you done wish this girl free will away. And you in here ready to risk it all for this. Yo. But he's a nice guy. So, of course, while they in the car, Wish Nikki comes up, kills Sarah. And I do find it really interesting that the people done the worst, the most brutalized are the female characters. And I mean, read into that what you may. I'm just saying what the movie gave us. Sarah dies viciously, and then she's put on her naked body, dead naked body is put on display. Ian comes to the house after makes the wish, like, oh my God, the wish is real. The $1 million rain from the sky. And Nikki shoots him. He just dies smooth, clean, easy. Nothing brutal happens to him. So the part I said wasn't earned. Literally, we're at the end of the movie. Bear hasn't learned a lesson. He don't feel no remorse. He still has shown no concern for Nikki. It is all still concern about himself. He goes in the bathroom. And one of the things wish Nikki been doing in a relationship, she say, I want to just stand outside the door and listen to you when you ain't in the bathroom. I just don't want to be away from you. I know some of y'all done been in a relationship when y'all was trying to just be honest. Was you sitting outside the door while your partner was in the bathroom? It's a safe space. But he go in the bathroom. Grandma Pills is in there. I guess this is why we had the action of him picking up some pills and putting them back in, which ain't made no sense. But it's a lot of pills in the cabinet. I don't know why it had to be the same pill. But whatever. He grabs the pills to down the pills, and so he can die because that will end the wish. First of all, that action to me did not fit the character. He literally did nothing the whole... There was no character arc to me. He ended the same way he started. He didn't grow a spine. He didn't suddenly care about Nikki. Literally nothing made sense to me that would lead him to being like, okay, I'm going to step up. I'm going to end my own, to free her. What? But I guess you could also look at it as he was still doing a selfish act because Ian is now dead. Sarah is now dead. So if he takes himself out, it frees Nikki of the curse and she's left to bear the brunt of all this that has happened. So maybe that was still a selfish act. But even in this act, he's still spineless because he immediately regrets swallowing the pills and tries to cough the pills up or throw the pills up. But he has another one wish willow because he was trying to get somebody to make a wish and, had money rain from the sky. The one wish willow, other one is outside the door. And we hear, so presumably Nikki breaks it to make a wish. And I think the wish is for him to be in love with her. Wish Nikki. So he doesn't get a chance to throw the pills up. So he dies in her arms. She's crying, but then suddenly wish Nikki is gone and it's real Nikki because the curse is broken. And she's just left here with all three of her friends dead by her hands. The cops gonna trace it all to her. And that's the movie. I gave this a 3 out of 5. I did enjoy this movie. It was not a bad movie. It was good. But I guess I expected a lot more just with how much everybody been hyping it up. I also felt like the storytelling was very formulaic, which isn't like a knock. That's not a bad thing. A lot of movies are formulaic, but I don't know. I just thought with the way everybody was like acting like their mind was so blown from the film, I don't know. I expected to really be... I feel like Obsession wasn't anything we haven't seen before, basically, is what I'm saying. It wasn't anything we haven't seen before. And I thought it would be something we haven't seen before. I think the most like disturbing moment for me and why I don't understand the Bear apologists. So they're at a restaurant on a date, Bear and Nikki. Ian calls him to say, hey, she told you that her dad was dying and sick. And remember I said they don't even have a relationship? Well, I did some more digging. Her dad is alive and well. He ain't sick at all. Like, she lied. Bear goes back to the table to confront her about the lie. And she pretty much tells him it's not true, but doesn't matter. And he's just like, no, it don't matter. At this point, he know full and goddamn well that the wish is real. This isn't real Nikki. And I feel like the context of the conversation is pretty much conveying when he says, it don't matter to me. It's kind of conveying doesn't care that the relationship is fraudulent. He doesn't care that the relationship is built on a lie. It don't matter to him. We added that and we added the film to transition from that to a sex scene. And it's wish Nikki, of course, just dead in the face. That was so disturbing because it's clearly the hard R word, because Nikki has no free will. She's just like trapped in there, and he's using her body. Using her body when he knows full and damn well we took her free will. Doesn't matter to him. He got what he wanted and his ego is satisfied. Precisely. Still don't understand why this movie went so viral. I mean, that's what I'm still trying to understand. I mean, like I said, it's a good movie. It didn't suck. It wasn't terrible. I enjoyed it. But honestly, I really don't know if I'll ever see it again. That's why I kind of had a hard time rewatching it today to get ready for the live, because I just wasn't very motivated to rewatch it. It just, I don't know. It didn't do a lot for me. It just, I don't know. I feel like as somebody who watches a lot of horror, right? You have those horror movies where it's like, oh, that was good. That was a entertaining way to kill some time. It wasn't anything to write home about. To me, that's the category I would put Obsession in. It was good. I enjoyed it. Entertaining way to kill some time. Honestly, it feels a bit forgettable to me. But that's just my opinion. And people are raving about this. That's incel culture for you, Hollywood. Well, I don't know if they're raving. I don't know. I've seen a lot of bear apologies. But I will say, people raving about a movie, I wouldn't necessarily take that as them condoning the context of the movie. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, I love Kill Bill, but I don't condone going around slicing people up with a sword. You know what I mean? So, yeah, they raving about it, but I don't know if that's necessarily them condoning. Well, I don't know. It's a lot of bear apology. You know what? Maybe I'm just grasping at straws. Maybe you're right. Guys in real life deal with way with her. She's not a bitch. This was all against her will. She's a victim. If it means they can get they on the regular. Yeah. I'm just like, I don't understand the Bear sympathizers. Literally everybody is a victim but Bear. Nikki is obviously a victim. Ian is a victim. Sarah is a victim. Sarah's dad, who owns the record store, is a victim because now his daughter dead. All his employees dead. So his daughter dead, and now his shop probably finna go into the ground. Yeah, I think that was one of the biggest downfalls for me was the ending. It just felt like, okay, we got to end it here. I don't buy Bear swallowing those pills. Like, I don't buy it. He has been spineless and gutless the whole damn movie. The nice guy takes himself out to be heroic. Yeah, that's how it felt like it was framed. It definitely felt like it was framed that he was self-sacrificing himself with these pills. And I don't buy that. And gets to have the love of his life crying and mourning for him as he dies, because even in death, he still gets sympathy. Yeah. Evil Dead Burn is bombing at the box office. I had some issues with it, like the demons. You know, we gotta do spoiler warning day. I don't know if everybody has seen Evil Dead Burn. I really, really hope I didn't spoil that for nobody. I really hope I didn't spoil that. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't know what the comment was saying. Nikki as a character, really, we don't really get to know Nikki as a character because she's kind of immediately turned into Wish Nikki. But she seems like a nice, cool person. But I don't even think we need a lot of context or character information for us to understand that she's been victimized throughout this whole thing. I already put my cape on for Ian. Definitely really liked Ian as a character. And I guess I won't say really like, honestly, I didn't really care about nobody. And that's another big issue with the film. But I feel like I like Ian just because I see a lot of Bear apologists and a lot of people saying that Ian was like a bad friend. And I just don't. Here's the kitty that was in the Frigidaire. This the kitty that was in the Frigidaire. I don't like people going hard on Ian. I don't. Ian wasn't bad. Sarah, of course, was a victim. Sarah wanted to go to art school. She kept not getting in. She finally got into art school and got a head bashed in. Ugh. Poor Sarah. Poor Sarah. Pour one out for all the homies that was left in the pack. The nice guy left a trail of destruction. The nice guy left a trail of destruction. But that's Obsession. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. And now we are going to get into the other super hyped movie, and that is Backrooms. Like I said earlier, I guess I live under a rock. Never heard of Kane Parsons. Never heard of Backrooms. I wasn't excited for this. I really didn't care. I just watched it because it was super hyped. And you know what? I actually really like Backrooms. And I kind of want to say, dare I say, I liked Backrooms more than Obsession. So the first time I saw Backrooms was on the 18th of July, and I gave it 3 stars. I rewatched Backrooms yesterday, and I give it 4 out of 5 stars. I really, really love Backrooms. I feel like conceptually, aesthetically, direction-wise, I loved Backrooms. I think the biggest downfall of Backrooms for me was narratively. Story-wise, it was very, 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 very weak, in my personal opinion. So I don't know anything about like the lore of Backrooms. I don't know nothing but the movie. That's all I know. So all the internet stuff, I don't know nothing about it. So Backrooms follows a man with a furniture store. He is divorced, like middle-aged, bitter with life. He is seeing a therapist about his issues. He is sleeping at his furniture store because his ex-wife got his house. He makes it clear this is all his house. So he's having electrical problems, and one day he sees something weird on the wall. It's just a full wall, but with the lights off. You know how if a door is closed, you can see like the crack of the door and you can see light. He sees that in the wall, and he ends up going through the wall and discovering what presumably I'm thinking is another dimension. I don't think it's a parallel universe. I think it's another dimension. And what I will say is the film opens in the back rooms in this parallel universe, and we follow some kind of scientist person. I would prefer, I think that's one of my biggest issues, is it's kind of weak story-wise, but I would rather the back rooms just exist. Right? I don't want no answers about it. I don't want these scientists. I just want it to exist. I feel like it would have been a lot stronger, in my opinion, if the movie just opened with this character and the journey he's on, and the audience discovers the back rooms at the same time he does. I don't know. I just like that would have been stronger for me personally. We have these scientists they have cameras in the back rooms. They're studying the back rooms. Apparently it's like kind of infinite and endless. They're kind of trying to map it out, figure out what it is. And the movie opens as like found footage. Once the lead character, what was his name? Oh, my mind just blanked. Clark. Once Clark, who owns the store, discovers the back rooms, he tasks his 2 employees, Kat and what was the other guy name? It was Kat and Bobby, to get a camera, come explore the back rooms with him. We also get another little found footage like segment. Now, I'm not a fan of found footage. I have said that a lot. You could throw the whole subgenre away, in my opinion. I can count on one hand how many found footage movies I like, and I will have fingers left. But I really wanted to like the found footage segments in the movie. Like, the movie isn't found footage. There's just those 2 segments. I feel like as someone who doesn't like found footage, a found footage segment can work. I know everybody and their mama was talking bad about that Until Dawn remake, or adaptation, not remake, adaptation. Video game adaptation we got like last year. That movie had a fly ass found footage segment. Like, it was so freaking good. I can't say that about this. One thing that annoys me with found footage is I feel like they pull out the same tricks. First of all, why is it always static? My mama had a camcorder in the 90s when I was a kid. Baby, wasn't no static when we used to play them videos back. Why is it always static and distorted? That irks my nerves so bad. I don't know. I just feel like they pull the same tricks every single time. But anyway, he discovers the back rooms. He tries to tell his therapist. Of course, she doesn't believe him. He takes his employees. They go. The employees get killed. He's missing. So the therapist, they also intertwine some story with her. She was a kid. Her mama was like agoraphobe. Is it agoraphobe? Where like you scared to leave the house? And the mom ends up getting institutionalized. And the therapist, we have that woven in. The therapist goes to find him. She discovers the back rooms. He done went crazy. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm dense. I don't know if I'm slow. This really threw me off. The Clark we've seen throughout the film is selfish, chip on his shoulder. He admits he doesn't treat people well, but he's never homicidal. He's never homicidal. The last we see of Clark, he's trying to save his employee Kat. Now we see Clark. He attacks the therapist, chokes her out till she passes out, ties her up, and is acting completely psychotic. He's holding her against her will. There are, I don't know what to call these people. I don't even know if we're supposed to call them people. But there's people like people in this back rooms, and they look very weird. Like, one person has like a bunch of eyes. They look like weird things that are like people like. They don't talk, they don't move, but in the frame when you see them in the back, I was like, wait a minute, I think it's moving. That was really cool. Like, it's some really, really good stuff in here. But he like goes to tell her, I guess these people are like the alternate, the weird dimension version of real people. And he's like, oh, the best thing is you can eat them. And he proceeds to take a chunk out of one of the people and put it on the plate for everybody to eat. First of all, how did you this? It's kind of like that question: who was the first person to eat an oyster? How did you even know you could eat these people, Clark? Clark, how did you know these people was edible? Sir, how did you know this? Sir, how did you know this? So he's holding her against her will. He's being completely psychotic. But then the therapist tells him off of like, all these problems you got, you the problem. You the problem. You stay here, let me go. So he goes like untie her so she can go. But then this creature comes out, and it's like Clark's furniture store. He does a commercial where he's like a Sultan pirate thing with a peg leg. This is like the Backrooms version of him in that suit, and it's like this tall, lanky creature. I thought the creature design was really good. It looked creepy. And Clark is like, oh, It's okay. She's the therapist. She said we could be terrible and we don't have to change. So the creature proceeds to eat him. She gets her other arm free. She runs out. We have a really good chase scene where the monster is trying to get her. But then, as she's about to get away from the monster, she stops and she's just staring at him. And he's making this like wailing, crying sound. And I'm just like, what are we supposed to be communicating here? The way her face was looking, it felt like empathy. It felt like feeling sorry for him. But she runs into the scientists and they're asking her questions about the place. They said this I don't, like I said, maybe I'm not smart. Maybe this is above my pay grade. The scientist tells her, "Oh, we used to make MRI machines and now we're studying the back rooms." What an MRI machine got to do with the back room? Like, huh? I don't know how you got 3 from 1. You know what I mean? Like, what does an MRI? And maybe I'm this. I mean, I've never had an MRI. I know what an MRI machine is. I think I know in Final Destination Bloodlines, it took all the magnetic stuff, and I think you got to go in the machine. Is it like an X-ray? I think it's like an X-ray. Is that dumb? Is it like a? I think it's like an X-ray. But it's not an X-ray. But I think it's like an X-ray. But anyway, the point is, what does this alternate universe, parallel dimension, whatever, got to do with MRI? I don't know. I just was like, I just don't know how we got here. Like, what does this have to do with MRI? But anyway, like I said, I don't like that whole side plot of the scientist studying this place. And we have one scientist that we see throughout the film, and it's kind of like, what's the point? There's a scientist that we see. Oh, I forgot to say, when I said the movie opens with the scientist, he gets killed, and we see the other scientist just watching on the monitor. And he's asking for help. He's saying, I never got this far. I don't know why. Why didn't we help him? We got the cameras. At the end of the movie, we see that they got the weird Clark monster tied up. Why didn't we help that scientist? I don't understand that. But anyway, this one scientist that we see, Mark Duplass, we just randomly see him in the movie. He's at home with his family. He recognizes Clark on the commercial. And I'm just like, what are we seeing that for? Like, what is that for? I don't know. Like I said, narratively, it fell short. But they have a conversation with the therapist, and seemingly we can't let you go. Which I kind of feel like, what you mean you can't let me go? This ain't Area 51. Like, whatever. So the movie ends where we see this weird back rooms version of the therapist sitting in the back rooms, right? And that's the movie. That's the movie. When I tell you, visually, I love this movie. I feel like visually, aesthetically, this might be my favorite movie of the year. Just on how it looks, just on the world they created in the back rooms. There's every scene in the back room I love. I love the back room. I saw a negative review of the back rooms, and the person was like, so you just gonna arrange furniture in a weird way and that's supposed to do something? Yes. It got me. The weird this furniture arrangement, it got me. My favorite scene in a movie the whole year is a scene in back rooms where we see the therapist's childhood home and the camera keeps going down floor. And it's basically that same room, but the back rooms version. I thought that was the coolest fucking scene. I love that scene. Every scene in the back rooms, I love. All the furniture being weird. There's scenes where there are items in the carpet, like the carpet is quicksand. I thought that was cool. When there are moments you run in a room, but it's like a wall that's like can smush you. The therapist is running from that weird Clark pirate, and she's in a house, but then she goes through the door, and it's like apartments, and you can fall, and it's like endless because she dropped something, and we never hear it hit the ground. All that stuff worked for me. I love all of that stuff. I think the characters are weak. The acting is great. The characters are weak. The story is weak. But the backroom stuff, I really, really love. Really love. And one thing that felt very off balance for me, the therapist and Clark, top tier actors. Clark's employees felt like, I won't say bad acting, but it felt like amateur acting, in my opinion. And it was kind of jarring having this top tier actor next to these amateur actors. It was just, you could just clearly feel the difference. But I think the weakest part of the movie for me is Clark's kind of descent into madness. I guess that was supposed to be. It just didn't make sense. The last time we see him, he's trying to save Kat. The next time we see him, he has Kat's severed head in a refrigerator. I don't. Am I dense? It didn't make any sense to me. I just didn't. I didn't understand that. I do not know how to pronounce this man's name, but love him in this. So glad he got this role. He fits this like middle-aged, disgruntled with my life, bitter ass person. And he knocked it out of the park. And I feel like for the story to be so weak, if we didn't have him and a therapist giving such good performances, they elevated. They elevated a lot, in my opinion. I love them damn these back rooms, this piss yellow. I love it. I love the back rooms. There's a scene where there's like a Christmas tree in this room, and one of the not people, weird people like people, what do you call them people? Grabs, starts stomping towards Clark. It's just so good. It's so freaking good. This is the therapist. This is when she's squeezing through them little tight walls. But something I did think was interesting is when Clark enlists his employees, he wants to explore the back rooms or whatever, but he has already been exploring the back rooms. And I'm just like, how didn't he get lost? Because seemingly after he goes in with his employees, they're running around, the two employees get killed. Clark decides to stay in the back rooms. I'm just like, okay, you've been exploring the back rooms, didn't get lost, was able to come out, go back in. Why didn't you just stay in there from the get-go? Like, why did you have to get these young people killed to decide that you wanted to stay in the back rooms? I don't know. I none of that made sense to me. Like I said, and I saw the movie twice, and it still doesn't make sense to me. And they tell us why he decides to stay in the back rooms, but it still ain't make no sense to me. Cause why you do that from the beginning? He don't like his life. He want, this is where everything makes sense. But like I said, the bitterness, the discontent, all that stuff, it needed to be an older actor. And I also love this because, especially the horror genre, I feel like we get a lot of horror centered on teens, young adults. We rarely get horror with older people, older characters. So I did really, really enjoy that. But my first watch, I gave this 3 out of 5. My rewatch, I gave it 4 out of 5. I just feel like the horror elements, the directing, and how everything looks aesthetically, the world of the Backrooms, it's just so freaking strong. I just really, really wish we got a stronger narrative. Haven't seen it yet, but what I'm hearing, the most fantastical part of the movie is it features a black guy named Clark. You know what? I will say, now I don't know nothing about nothing on nothing when it comes to the behind the scenes, but I will say, in my, I guess, ignorant opinion, it felt like Clark wasn't written as a black guy. It did not feel like Clark was written as a black guy. I feel like Clark is one of those kind of racially ambiguous characters, meaning any actor that kind of does well can play the role. Like a white actor could play the role. Clark could have been an Asian. I don't know if there's no Asian people named Clark. Clark could have been an Asian middle-aged guy. Clark could have been an Asian, a middle-aged black guy. Clark could have kind of been anybody. it didn't feel like Clark was written as a black guy. Backrooms could also make a good name for a. Okay. Let me read these comments before I pop them up. He did draw like a mappish kind of thing that he showed his therapist when he was trying to convince her that it was real. But they tell us the back rooms are like infinite. I have no idea why you would think the therapist was his wife. But I love the back rooms. I like it a lot more than Obsession. Like found footage, you just hate. I mean, we all have those things that's just not for them. Found footage, I hate found footage real bad. I hate and loathe the camera work in found footage. I remember that phase, that era where it felt like every movie, it was around like Cloverfield. It felt like every movie that came out was found footage. And it used to piss me off so bad because I would be thinking, oh, this is cool. I want to see. Then I found it was a found footage. It would piss me. I hate the camera work in found footage. I never think it makes sense for people to be holding the camera when you're in a life or death situation. I hate found footage. Beloved Reviews, thank you so much for being here in the live. Shout out to you. I definitely recommend it. I think it's really good. I think we could have used stronger writing, but this movie is great. I really love it. Now, I don't know if I can explain it. I don't know nothing about the actual back rooms. I don't know where it is, what it is, how it work. But thank you guys so much for being here in the live and talking about these two very overhyped films. But you know what? If you sit down and watch a movie and you really love it, more power to you. I'm so happy for you. But I really haven't seen any. Hold on, let me not jump out because you know what? I got a running list. So let me not say nothing. Let me fact check. I got a list of my favorite movies so far 2026. Okay. Yeah, I haven't really seen a horror movie this year that really blew me away. That I was just like, oh, this is. I think my favorite horror this year is probably The Bone Temple. My favorite movie so far this year is God Is and the Furious, which is an Asian action movie. Just some of the greatest action ever. The Furious is really good. But I don't know. Everybody has been going up about Obsession and Backrooms and good films. Not the second coming of Jesus. And I don't know why do I keep seeing people bring up Sinners when they talk about Obsession? I'm just like, why is Sinners in this? Why is Sinners in this? Like, I saw something yesterday that was like Obsession has surpassed Sinner. I'm just like, what? Why is Sinners in this? What does Sinners have to do with Obsession? I don't understand the headline because why is Sinners in this? Like, why are we even mentioning it? I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, why are we talking about Sinners? I don't know what Sinners got to do with anything. But literally every time I keep seeing an article or a headline or something with Obsession, it's mentioning Sinners. And I'm just like, why is Sinners here? why is Sinners here? But thank you guys so much for being here. I did see Evil Dead Burn. Maybe I will discuss that. Are we interested in the Evil Dead Burn discussion? Spoiler alert, I didn't love it. But it's a movie I need to rewatch. I only saw it once. So I would definitely have to rewatch it before I talk about it. But are we interested in a Evil Dead Burn discussion? Like, why though? Like, why is Sinners in this? They didn't even come out in the same year. Why are you comparing Obsession to, like, why are you talking about Obsession? I mean, why are you talking about Sinners? Like, I really need a logical explanation for this because it don't make no sense. It just doesn't. Like, if I was sinners, baby, keep my name out your mouth. Keep my wife's motherfucking name out your mouth. Somebody call Will Smith because we need these people to keep sinners' name out their mouth. It is so strange. Obviously, they always compare movies, but typically you compare movies that came out in the same year because they're in competition with each other. But I have no clue how movies that came out in different years are in competition. It's just so strange. It's just so strange. Okay, so we are here for an Evil Dead Burn discussion. Sinners was the first good movie to come along in a while. Now Sinners is the present point to gauge horror movies on. Now hold on, now, child. I like Sinners and all, but Sinners was the first good movie to come along in a while. We gotta calm down. We gotta calm down. Like, let's not go too far. Y'all say I jump off a cliff. Let's not go too far. Let's not go. The first good movie to come along in a while. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. I heard about, I want to see Leviticus so bad. I want to see Leviticus so bad. I feel like Leviticus is getting like a limited theatrical run. I don't think it's, but I want to see that so bad. I really don't know nothing about nothing. I just know it's gay people and it's a horror and I want to see it so bad. I want to see it so bad. But thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for supporting. Say goodbye. Say goodbye to the people. Say goodbye to the people. I will see you guys. Excuse me. Excuse me. No need to slander Trap. I will see you guys in the next one. I guess we will be talking about Evil Dead Burn after this. So I will see you guys. Thank you. Hey, give me